of course, welcome to our second hour of Smart Men's Business. And of course, we are here every Monday to Friday from 7 till 9:55 a.m. And of course, we always have major important trending topics that we can, converse with you, we share with knowledge with you wherever you are. Anyway, don't forget that these conversations are proudly brought to you by Zabo. So if you want to invest in government bond securities, Zabo says, look no further. Whether you have a smartphone, whether you have an Android phone, whether you have an Apple phone, Zabo says it doesn't matter. All you need to do is dial *292#. That is their SST code. You can learn about the products that they have. You can sell, you can buy, you can go straight to the bonds. I mean, Zabo has a lot more to offer for you. All you have to do is invest as low as 15,000 again in shillings. That is the lowest they go for. And of course, if you want, you can choose to go for 1 million, 20 million, and of course they have maturity periods for each and every package that you want. From 8:15 a.m. till 3:15 p.m. Zabo is going to be operational from Monday to Friday, except for public holidays and weekends. Zabo says, my money, my future, and they're powered by Allsex East Africa, telling you to do something new. And of course, today being a Friday, I know people are excited and they have plans already and they can't wait to leave work. But anyway, you have to get motivated for the day. For those that feel like, they're exhausted, the week is ending, and the exhaustion of doing weekly reports, I know how it can get exhausted, and maybe you're stuck on your laptop or maybe computer, or maybe hoping to write down something, but you cannot. Anyway, Smart Men's Business got you. Let's get motivated for the day. Well, and of course, if you want to be exceptional where you're working, what you do, you have to do the common things and commonly well. Like go extraordinary, go an extra mile. If people are doing the basic things every day, go and do an extra mile. That is how you're going to get your fan base, that's how you're going to get your customer base, and everyone is going to see the difference that you're bringing on board. We are in the last quarter of the year. So what is that exceptional thing that you have done in this year? Are you planning to have a discount for people even when things are rising? You're like, what, I think I need to go for for people for a lower price. Much as the competition is high, but make sure you have a strategy, do it well, go overboard, go beyond your expectations. That is how you conquer. That is how conquerors win every day. So do the exception today. If Friday has been a normal day, basic, everyone comes in and clocks out at 3, you could do it for an extra hour and do something really productive. And of course, reviewing your products, costs, and of course, supply chain. You have to know your products, you have to know how they are progressing in line of supply, and of course, you know, how people are to your products as well. And of course, talking about the costs of products and of course the supply chain, there is an interesting story actually that I have to share with you, that there is bird flu in South Africa, and of course people are now grappling with egg shortage. There's a bird flu, and of course birds give eggs, so definitely those that have been supplying eggs are no longer doing that on market. Why? Because there is a bird flu, and probably the hens are dying. Well, yesterday supermarket retailers in South Africa said they were grappling with egg shortage triggered by a major bird flu outbreak that has seen shelves going empty across the country in the recent weeks. For those that do their business in selling eggs, I think there has been a little bit of inconveniences, even in supermarkets and other areas where eggs and maybe chicken are important. So the grocery store chain say they have been forced to hike prices and ratio eggs. So they've reduced the eggs that have been like maybe like 10 and now 6, and of course as producers contend with the disease which has caused a loss of millions of chicken since April. So this thing has been ongoing. So those that have been getting their hens from South Africa, we have been getting you could have brought a hen that has bird flu, but I don't think they can actually do that. It's they have to be tested and really liable for the market. Now, of course, here we see that only 2 Lonely 6 eggs carton were left on the shelves on one of the retail stores in Johannesburg as of yesterday. So it has hit its peak. Now, people are losing their hens, people are not consuming eggs, so I don't know, people maybe fear they're going to be malnourished. Calcium, lack of calcium in the body. Now, of course, one of the continent's major poultry producer, South Africa, reported the first bird flu case in commercial farms in April this year. That is according to the reports. Now, in some stores, prices have doubled, impacting cafes and restaurants and families. Imagine now you've been having a tray, like half a tray in the morning as a family. Now you're down to 6 eggs. Imagine that. Imagine. So if you have been purchasing maybe a tray, and let's say maybe let's give it to Ghana shillings, maybe at 13,000, at 11,000, now it's going to double to 20,000. A tray of eggs. Of which it's rare on rare occasions that you're going to get these eggs. But anyway, too bad for South Africa. And of course, last month, South Africa Poultry Association said that the nation was contending to 2 different strains of the virus, the infamous H5N1, and of course, the new strain identified as H7N6. Well, of course, the virus has typically been confined to seasonal outbreaks, but since 2021, that was during the COVID period, cases have emerged year-round and across the globe, leading to experts saying it is the largest outbreak ever in poultry history. Imagine. So we have to be careful. It could spread, you know, if it's communicable, it could spread to our chickens in Uganda, so we have to be careful and get our hens vaccinated, and we also so that we don't run out of eggs, because people consume Rolex on a daily, people consume boiled eggs on a daily in restaurants, in homes. So I don't know, for Uganda people who rely on Rolex, I don't think would survive. They would survive anyway. But anyway, that is it. It's quite absurd for our friends in South Africa as they're in shortage of eggs due to the bird flu that is really affecting them right there. And of course, away from that, we are still talking matters regarding tourism in our country, Uganda, like me and Goodwin had shared with you earlier on. And of course, the different aspects of tourism, you know, the different destinations that we have. You know, get time. It could be this weekend, have time and go to the nearest place you hear of, Nyungu ya Mawe, just near places. Really? Really? There is Mpamba Forest, you could go for camping. I mean, there's a lot to do in Uganda. How beautiful Uganda. But anyway, we're going to be looking at the tourism trends. And of course, we see tourism in Uganda has experienced significant growth over the past 10 years. And of course, international tourist arrivals, we see in 2011, Uganda received 931,948 international tourists. That is of 2011. And of course, by 2019, latest report shows that the number has increased from 900 to 1,463,084 people. That is of 2019. So imagine after COVID-19. Don't you think we have had an increase? And of course, representing an average annual growth of 6.2%. Now, looking at tourism revenue, in 2011, tourism generated $778 million in revenue to Uganda. And of course, as of 2019, Uganda increased its revenue from $778 million to 1.6 billion. I'm getting shivers, guys. I'm getting shivers, representing an annual growth of 11.2%. Now, of course, looking at the employment over the years, these are the trends. We have tourists increasing to millions. Then we have revenue increasing from millions to billions revenue in US dollars. Now we have to see employment. Now the tourism sector has employed over 600,000 people, directly or indirectly, making it one of the leading job creators in Uganda. Imagine that. We have tour guides, we have those that attendants of hotels. So there is a lot of job opportunities when it comes to tourism. For those that despise the course and are like, oh my goodness, just for those people that didn't perform quite well, trust me, boo-hoo, people are getting money out of these things. So your choice. And I've told you, and of course, we've seen increased marketing and promotion. You've seen people advertise their different destinations, Queen Elizabeth, the water people doing kayaking, people doing zip lining. I mean, it's a lot. If you go to the different website, if you go to different websites of different national parks, you're going to see every day they're posting new things that you have to look out for, the different activities, they're being creative. So in marketing and promotion, we are increasing compared to 10 years ago. And of course, with the new advance in technology, we are learning that we can do more when it comes to tourism. Now, Uganda government has invested heavily in marketing and promoting. We've had different expos. Throughout this year, we had different expo, Visit Uganda, the Pearl of Africa, touring Western Uganda, touring North Uganda. So it was really a good experience. And of course, we saw Twitter being blown away by the different sceneries that people had gone to actually look at. So, and of course, we have improved infrastructure, not quite so much, but if you compare the last 10 years now, a little bit, though we still have a long way to go. If you see 10 years ago, if the roads were made between those 5 years, you could see that now not really properly in good shape. But of course, that budget has been allocated for construction of roads. Then we have accommodation facilities. That is now up to the tour destinations for those different national parks, those different avenues for people to tour. So it's up to them to beautify their infrastructure, their accommodation sites, clean up those areas that people go for. And of course, we have seen development in new tourism products. And of course, Uganda has also supported the development of new tourism products such as ecotourism and cultural experiences. Like you saw this child in the new vision, like I read, he is doing tremendously well. Trust me, I am so proud of this youngster because guess what? He is a tour guide headway with cultural tourism. So people come and they're like, oh, come, let's see what we have for you. And of course, we see this 6-year-old who's called Nicholas Kwasibwe. Arguably the youngest world tour guide, hails from Rubirizi district. And of course, history shows how domestic tourism is a lot of potential based on cultural heritage. How proud are you? If someone told you to go to the village, if other than your home where you sleep, that very, how proud are you? And you're like, you know what? I'm from Tungamo. This is the heritage. This is where people used to do kata from. This is the ABC and this. I would do that. I'm proud of where I come from. So definitely I'll be the perfect tour guide for my home area because we have a lot. We have like Punyonyi, we have trekking. So I mean, I would actually join this youngster to show the world what we carry with pride, and that is culture. Well, of course, we see Kwasibwe's home is near Queen Elizabeth National Park, and he always stood at the strategic cliff near the Park View Safari Lounge, Chambura, of course, and of course, assuming tourists visiting the area who tipped him for doing excellent imitations. So quite amazing right there. And that is it, you guys. That is it. You have to do the country service. You have to be patriotic. How patriotic have you gone to showing people? I mean, you could actually start with, for the festive seasons that you have, go around, if you're in the car, go around showing people, you know, the swamps. I mean, there is a lot actually. Well, of course, the trends, we have increased demand of eco-tourism, like I had shared earlier. Now, the tourists are increasingly interested in sustainable and environmentally friendly travel experiences. We don't want to go in bumpy roads. No, we want to go in a clear space. We breathe fresh air. We want to have an experience of a lifetime. When we travel, we want to see green environments. We want to see nature. We want to hear the birds chirping. That's the beauty you want to see. So Uganda has a number of eco-tourist products to offer, such as gorilla trekking. We have chimpanzee trekking, and of course, bird safari. Uganda is known for having a variety of species of birds. So imagine you're going and taking pictures, different pictures, and you have a whole album of it, and trekking, looking at the gorillas, looking at the chimpanzees. Winnie Impenetrable has those. So you could work out. That could be a workout. For those that don't like walking, trust me, it is tiresome. It is very tiresome having to hike, to trek. Now, of course, there is also increased demand for culture experiences. People want to test different cultures. I want to go to the north and see how those people dance, you know. I love it. I love the way they shake the West. I want to go to Uganda and feel, I want to eat the different cuisines. I want to eat the different foods that we have in different regions. I want to have a taste of culture when I go out. I don't want to eat fries. No, I want to eat kalo, I want to eat luwombo. That is the experience that we're supposed to be giving ourselves and the tourists that come in, of course, Uganda. And of course, there's also increased demand for luxury travel. And of course, there is also growing demand for luxury travel experiences in Uganda. This is due to the increasing number of high-income tourists visiting the country. Now, in the recent years, a number of luxury hotels and lodges have been opened in Uganda. And of course, that is it. That is it. People want to go and sleep in a very environmentally friendly hotel where they can breathe fresh air. The beds are fine. They are even soft. You know, when you sit on it, it's just soft. You come up and, you know, they want to have that experience of luxury because they've come to spend money. I mean, geez, of all the destinations, they chose Uganda, so definitely they want to spend the money, all of it. So make sure you give them the experience of a lifetime. Well, of course, we have wildlife conservation, we have infrastructure, we have digital and online bookings. We have seen different platforms come up. You know, you can do online with the different tourist operators. There's always that option for online booking. You call and you're like, oh, I would like to book to maybe go to Windy, Queen Elizabeth. I mean, there are very many sites that you could book online and just get moving, just go straight, and everything is perfectly done online. Of course, those are our tourism trends. So please, we want to feel culture. We want to see people dancing. We want to see people dressed, representing the beauty of Uganda. So That is it for our tourism trends, and of course it's just 28 minutes past 8 a.m. and of course you're still watching Smart Men's Business, and of course don't forget that these conversations are proudly powered by Zabo. So if you want to invest in government bonds and securities, Zabo says no hassle. You don't need to go for long queues. You all you need to do is have your mobile phone, Android, Apple phone, Kabiriti, it doesn't matter. All you need to do is dial *292#. That is the USSD code. Learn about the products, learn about the things that they offer for you, and maybe you could start investing. But investment is as low as 15,000 Ugandan shillings, so that is the lowest you can go for. No 10,000, no 5,000, no 15,000 Ugandan shillings. But today being a Friday, Zabo is fully operational. It has already opened its doors. It opened at 8:15 a.m. and of course they are hoping to close at 3:15 p.m. Monday to Friday, Zabo is really fully operational except for tomorrow and Saturday, which is a weekend. And of course public holidays, they are powered by Alltech East Africa. Telling you to do something new. It's the new month of October 2023. Well, let's go for a short breather. Coming up is entertainment and sports business.
Smart 24, driving business.
Right, Bernard, a sales and marketing consultant with Bokona Agro Processors.